Welcome to episode 2 of the DBC Spotlight, where I just interview cool people within the cycling world that I find interesting. On this episode, we have Alisha Zellner, someone I met 3 years ago as a Ride for Racial Justice participant, someone that's been so cool to me in this cycling world, someone I look up to, and someone I have the pleasure of working with now as a SRAM community program member. So, Miss Alisha Zellner, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Um, and I'm really excited to see what questions you came up with me for today. We'll see if you stick me with any good ones.
I think I got some good ones. First things first, what is the SRAM community program?
You know that old school company Fubu, for you by us.
It's definitely
For
for
you
us,
by
by us.
no, for you by us. Yeah, that's um uh that is kind of what the community program is. It is a community-based, grant-based program where community programs, grassroots organizations, nonprofits, the community collective, if you will, get to come together and just learn a lot of really cool things. It's not a traditional, sponsorship type program. It's more of a partnership. It's very immersive, it's hands-on, and we are working to give people tools in their toolboxes they wouldn't have necessarily had access to, just given disparities and barriers that exist within our system.
And you're doing an amazing job. I've seen it grow this is my second year in the program as that Cycling Inc. trying to give away bikes, and I've just seen the program grow immensely. So, congratulations on that. My next question is, how did you get into the cycling world? Because this seems like something that hasn't existed before this. So it seems like something that's very new, something that's very innovative. So how did you yourself get into the cycling industry?
That's my favorite question, actually, because it's not a traditional route. My background is in mental health counseling. I traditionally worked with 12 to 18-year-olds that had drug and alcohol abuse problems and behavioral issues. And it was through their stories that I then moved on to my next career, believe it or not, which was in law enforcement. And I was a police officer for 8 years, doing crisis intervention work on the front line. Because in my mind, I was like, if I've got this really cool skill set working with folks in a hospital setting, can I then do that same critical work, but right there with people on the spot? And in 2020, as we know, George Floyd was murdered. And as a Black woman in a blue uniform, I felt very at odds with my identity at the time. And I wanted to figure out how can I unite the community and have tough conversations. And I used the bike. And so I created Bike Ride for Black Lives. We had 250 people come out for our 12-mile bike ride that July in 2020. And then my
Wow.
community bike work just continued to grow. And that's how I got connected with Ride for Racial Justice and became their director of community engagement. And eventually, about 2 years in, I was like, it'd be really cool if I could just do bike work because people love when you show up with a bicycle, not so much in a uniform. And I had the really unique opportunity working for RFRJ at an SBT gravel event where SRAM's tent was right next door. And someone kind of leaned over and was like, hey, we have this community specialist position open and we think you'd be amazing. You should apply. So I did, and here I am today. I just passed my third year anniversary, so we are rounding almost, into our fourth year with SRAM as their community specialist.
Nice. This is the message: when opportunity knocks, answer.
Take it.
Like,
Take.
take it.
I believe in serendipity. I truly believe in serendipity. If you put it out in the world will bring it to you, however you take it.
Life advice. That's amazing. But what does it feel like to? That's a huge pivot. One of my favorite terms is pivot. Like if something goes wrong or something is going right and you want to change it, pivot. That's a huge pivot. How do you do that as an adult to just switch careers not once, not twice, but this is your third pivot? How does that
It
feel? How did you do?
it's
Firstly,
amazing, honestly, because I read an article in my 20s, or early 20s, that said something of like people could have upwards of 7 different careers in a lifetime. And so in my mind, I was like, well, if one career opportunity leads to another one, or if life is kind of showing me that like I should be taking my skill set in another direction than I should be. And so like I, have two master's degrees, one's in criminal justice, one's in social work. I have a very big service heart. And so like if there was another like giant serendipitous moment that was like, hey, Alicia, your skills and who you are as a person would be great over here, like I just embrace it because I'm like, hey, life is like also trying to show me joy in those moments. And I'm like, grab it as you can.
And I think you exude joy. Like, honestly, you enjoy what you do. If anyone has seen Alicia at any one of these events, you're going to hear her before you see her, first of all. And it's clear that, like, you're enjoying what you're doing. So, kudos to you. I think we all dream of literally enjoying what we do. And me personally, I consider you like a pioneer. You're someone I look up to. You're someone I text you for advice. I randomly text you at I think it was like 7 in the morning Eastern time because that's when my brain is going. Sorry, first of all, but I text you for advice. So it's like it's important for me to see someone doing something they enjoy and succeeding at it. So my question again is, do you feel like you're making the changes that you want to see in the cycling world?
I believe it or not, he actually sent me the questions in advance. I'm telling on myself. I pondered this and I actually wanted to pose it back to you because it's easy for me to do work and then think that I'm making a difference. But to truly know if you're making an impact, you have to know like what is the community saying about the work that you're doing. And so to me I wanted to be like, hey, McCasey, do you feel like you are someone in the industry who has worked with multiple big brands, is SRAM's community program unique? Like, has it made an impact in what you are doing with dad bod cycling, and are you excited to see what the future with the community program is going to be?
So taking the question, honestly, I always say donating bikes is the hardest thing to do in my mission, in my goals, as what I set out to do in the year. So having the backing of SRAM is different than any other brand I really am supported by because it's specifically for, hey, we're going to give you this for this. We're not going to tie you down and say this amount is for this amount is for this, because there are so many different aspects of trying to find bikes, donate bikes. You're getting the park permits, you're renting a truck, you're getting this person to come and that person, you need this and that. So I feel like it's a true support system that you don't get anywhere else. So the answer is yes. First of all, yes, I definitely feel like the Strength Community Program is making a difference for me because it's the backing I need that I don't necessarily get from anywhere else.
Well, I thank you for being a part of the program and just being a really integral part. So I will answer the question because I do feel like I am making a difference both internally and externally. And I think that that's two big pieces that you have to look at when you're asking someone, what does success look like? And so for me, like externally, I feel like offering a program that not only offers educational workshops virtually because people can be anywhere, in the world. You're offering mechanical assistance in workshops so that you're teaching people how to talk about their bike. Because I'm a firm believer that when you can communicate about your bike, like it's like knowing a second language and you build confidence, you ride better, it's
Right.
that the whole look good, do good, feel good, et cetera kind of feeling. Additionally, like programs get one-on-one support from me. Like we meet quarterly, we schedule those at the beginning of the year so you know what's coming up. He's doing that because
I
he knows he still needs
I
to
didn't
schedule
schedule
his
mine
one-on-one
yet.
meetings. Um, and then additionally, like we have networking sessions so that all the community programs, no matter where they are in the world, get to come together and get to network with each other, which is an opportunity they wouldn't otherwise necessarily been able to have. And to me, I think success means how many programs I've been able to not only have a touch point with, but as we continue to grow. So in my very first year, I think working, with programs that we were at like 25. And this year we have 41 programs from around the world, 16 of them international from 9 different countries outside of the United States. And that's truly incredible. When I started with SRAM 3 years ago, I said I would love to have a global program. And here we are 3 years later because your girl is a go-getter.
There
And
you
so we
go.
make these things happen. So externally, I think we're doing a lot of really cool things as well as, incredible event activations anywhere SRAM happens to be. But internally, I think we're seeing that work too. So, the more I get to do and increase, the more our program increases, the more people internally inside of SRAM gets to see the incredible work that's happening too. And I think that makes a difference so that we can continue the train towards equity and diversity.
Yes. So, what's next? What are you actively working on? What's the next big goal that's just right there that you can feel like I'm there, I'm knocking on the door? What is it?
Yeah, it is a cultural storytelling piece that actually begins with my story. It's kind of an intro to the whole thing. And I'm really excited about this. I have tried to convey how powerful it can have to have a proverbial seat at the table, but also like trying to give what the community is asking for in a very delicate way. And so it's a balance, again, that internal external balance of like, how do we show people what is really important, and we continue the train moving. And so that storytelling project will be launching in February. And I'm just
Ooh,
really excited to continue seeing how it evolves over the rest of the year.
nice. I am looking forward to seeing it, looking forward to supporting it. Ladies and gentlemen, Alicia Zellner, thank you very much for
Ooh,
joining us.
thank you.